Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, everyone out there. And good morning to anyone that's planning on joining us. You know, you can do that at any time. We're just,
Good morning, Lana, and good morning, everybody. God's blessings to you all. It is a, a thoughtful Thursday for me and for a lot of people, and I'm just grateful to be here with you. I look forward to that most days.
let's see, we've
And
got Eric.
Brother Eric's going to join us here, so
Don't know what's going on here. When we see your smile, there you go. Eric.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
hey, and we
Well,
also
it's a great day here in Nebraska. It's a little cool. We have got 47 degrees this morning.
Wow.
Ah, I
How
think
about
my
that?
plants are going, ooh. No, it's not freezing yet. What
uh,
about you? What do you have?
yeah, actually, it's 58 degrees here in Houston. Yeah, we got a little bit of a cold front too. So, but it's not gonna last. It's gonna get up to like 84, 85, or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
our cold front today is 79 degrees with 82% humidity, and
How
it's
about that?
going up into the 90s.
That's uh, that's a great way to start. I could handle that. I think
Well,
we're
I'll
going to
tell
get
you,
a little warmer, but we're
you
headed toward a freeze.
you come out of the building in the morning and the humidity just hits you like a blast furnace, and can't wait to get to the car to turn on the air conditioner.
You know what I noticed though when I was down in Florida? The skin conditions are fantastic because of that humidity. They've got
Yeah,
a lot
fully
of humidity.
fully hydrated.
Yeah. So Eric, in our little lineup, we're not fully hydrated. Just kind of you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
But this
I
morning,
understand.
yeah, we're going to be looking at Proverbs chapter 23, 1 through 35, and going on to Revelations 12, 1 through 17. Let's see if we've got people here. I think we've got a few. We want to say good morning to Frank Nell. Frank Nell, we're always so glad to see you and see your smiling face.
Good
Um,
evening, Frank. Now,
Yes.
yeah, that's right. I'm always saying good morning and it's good evening. I get
Right.
that
It
confused.
is morning in
So,
our world.
yeah,
yeah, it's,
understood.
yeah, yes. And we
Understood.
have Diane. Diane, it's always a pleasure knowing that you're here. Good morning to you and blessings to you also. And Frank Nell is giving us another shout out. And she says good morning. So good evening, but good morning. And anyone have any birthdays that they would like to shout out?
I do
Eric,
not.
is there anyone that you are aware of?
Well, actually, I missed a
Today,
couple
go
uh,
ahead.
couple of days ago. Actually, I had one of my nieces and two of the youth of our ministry actually celebrated their birthdays. So happy belated birthday to my young Gray, Amber Morris, and my niece Lanissa Hayes.
That's great. That's great.
That's
And
wonderful.
you've got kind of a, maybe it's not a new thing, but I just learned about it, that you've got a virtual Bible study on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. Isn't
Wednesday.
that, isn't that right?
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Wednesdays.
Wednesday at
Yes.
7.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check him out.
I'll try and write that down and put it up there so
You
people get that.
you're looking pretty. You're styling in that picture that's up there. That's all I got to say.
Hey, well, how about I appreciate that, K Fitz. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That
Well,
I mean,
what's
that's
the
some,
name of your
was one of my
virtual?
Sunday best. Yeah.
those are some nice threads.
No, that one. It's just virtual Bible study. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll post the link. Actually, I'll put it on your page. I'll post it on your page later. But that was last night. Actually, for the next couple of Wednesdays, we're gonna have some guests on. A couple other people are gonna be doing it.
That sounds like a wonderful, wonderful
I'm
thing
taking
to
a little
do.
bit of a hiatus.
That'd be great. Well, today I'd like to mention that this is an anniversary of
Yeah.
my mother's passing, and she
Uh,
was 57 years old, and that was back in 1985. So, she's remembered all the time by me, and we know that we're meeting her again, and it's just something that you think about as you get older. You always think about it, and I think as you're younger, sometimes it's just one of those things you go through as in your busy days. So, but thinking about that, we continue our prayers for Charles. We're thanking God for his recovery and that he's getting stronger every day. Do you have an update, Kevin, on Charles?
I do not. I do not. I saw him. He was fairly active on Facebook yesterday. It looked like, and
Yeah.
so
yes.
that means he's getting better and better every day. And I think we need to continue to lift him up in prayer and individually and within our prayer warriors to make sure that he feels the loving arms of God wrapped around him every minute of every day, so that he
Yes.
does get stronger and he doesn't get bored, and he listens to Darlene and his doctors. So,
And we're praying for Darlene also
oh my
as
gosh, yeah.
she's working with God to get him back on his feet. And how about your wife, Kevin? How's she doing?
She had a little episode last night where the chills came back, and so, but she didn't have a temperature. She didn't have a fever. So we're a little confounded. We may we may go take a little trip to see the doctor today. But
Well, we'll be praying that that's uneventful
yes,
and
please do.
things go well. Continue
Right.
praying for my friend Troy Ross as he's recovering. I haven't heard an update on him, but we just know that we have to continuously ask God to cover those individuals with their wings while they're recovering and getting stronger. So, and any other requests, if you guys would message in BALT, BALT, that we've got our little message group there. We'd love to put that up for you, or even birthdays. We'd like to do that too. If you get them up there, then we can always add
Yeah,
those.
I
But
believe Ken Walls is getting pretty active as well back, so he's getting back to himself. But we're
that's
continuing to
great.
pray for him also.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
I've been meaning to do this for I don't know how long, but I want to remember those that we always pray for, but we haven't. Curtis Brown, Rex Smith, Danny Magliano,
Yeah.
Red Burkhamper, Shelly Elliott, Nancy Kirkbrand, Ashley Van Winkle, Sandra Kendall, Jeff Rainey, and Keith Landris. I had that
Yes,
picture.
yes.
I have this as a picture saved, and I continue to forget to bring it up. So
Yeah, if you'd like, just put that in the messenger, and I'll put it on the stream.
okay.
Can do that. I'm
All
getting
right.
pretty handy with this little thing. It's kind of fun, isn't it, Eric? Are you using StreamYard, or are you doing live for your Wednesday?
I haven't had a chance to really settle myself and get it done yet. I still got to do that.
It's
Hey
pretty
guys,
simple.
I have a
So yeah, it looks
I have
like
a
you've got
hard
a handle on it though. So
yeah.
hopefully in the next couple of days I can sit down and toy around with it.
Yeah, guys, I've got a hard stop at 9:30.
Okay, so let's get to moving here.
Yeah, I just
Eric, would
remembered.
you like to
Okay,
start it off
let's go.
in Revelations? I mean, Proverbs, excuse me. I was really getting us
Okay,
stopped out there, wasn't I? Proverbs,
okay.
go to verse
All
17,
right, all right.
chapter 3
Proverbs.
of 23.
Okay.
Yeah,
Proverbs 23, starting at the first verse from 1 to 17.
right. That's
All right,
good.
I'm doing the NASB. When you sit down to dine with a ruler, consider carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you are a person of great appetite. And do not desire his delicacies, for it is deceptive food. Do not weary yourself to gain wealth. Stop dwelling on it. When you set your eyes on it, it is gone, for wealth certainly makes itself wings, like an eagle that flies toward the heavens. Do not eat the bread of a selfish person, or desire his delicacies, for he as he thinks within himself, so he is. He says to you, eat and drink, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the morsel you have eaten and waste your compliments. Do not speak to be heard by a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. Do not move the ancient boundary or go into the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong. He will plead their cause against you. Apply your heart to discipline and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. Though you strike him with the rod, he will not die. You shall strike him with the rod and rescue his soul from Sheol. My son, if your heart is wise, mine own heart also will be glad, and my innermost being will rejoice when your lips speak what is right. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but live in the fear of the Lord always. Shall I proceed? No, that.
I'll just, I'll go ahead. Okay, thank you. There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. Listen, my son, and be wise, and keep your heart on the right path. Do not join those who drink too much wine or gorge themselves on meat. For drunkards and gluttons become poor, and drowsiness clothes them in rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and do not sell it. Get wisdom, discipline, and understanding. The father of a righteous man has great joy. He who has a wise son delights in him. May your father and mother be glad. May she who gave you birth rejoice. My son, give me your heart and let your eyes keep to my ways. For a prostitute is a deep pit, and a wayward wife is a narrow well. Like a bandit, she lies in wait and multiplies the unfaithful among men. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has strife? Who has complaints? Who has needless bruises? Who has bloodshot eyes? Those who linger over the wine, who go to sample bowls of mixed wine. Do not gaze at wine when it's red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it goes down smoothly. In the end, it bites like a snake and poisons like a viper. Your eyes will see strange sights, and your mind imagine confusing things. You will be like one sleeping on the high seas, lying on top of the rigging. They hit me, you will say, but I'm not hurt. They beat me, but I don't feel it. Then will I wake up so I can have another drink. So there we are.
Yeah,
That's Proverbs.
the rich don't give away their favors for free. They always want something in return, and it's generally much more than what they've got invested. So you can
Mm,
lose your own soul in that exchange.
yes,
Right?
yes.
Those that look, those that are in the end of that reading, those that have problems with alcohol and the drinking of it, that addiction. Basically, they lose the value of life itself and the joy, which is very sad. All right. Anything else? Anyone
Yeah.
else have anything?
Uh, yes, I do have two quick observations. I know Kevin said he's got to go, but
No, go. You go.
I think the verse, which one? As a man thinketh, it's somewhere within this, and it's often taken out of context. And motivational speakers and development coaches and things of that nature love to grab that and use that. And I mean, in principle, I guess it can be, but for this particular context, it's not what the scripture, what people do it or use it as. It's really speaking in terms of the man that's serving the person or invited the person over to eat with them. It wasn't his desire. He wasn't in the same mindset that the individual thought that he was in. It was actually a different perspective of what they're talking about there. But again, I don't want to ramble on. So, but people would need to go back and look at this particular scripture and read that and see the context of it and understand exactly what it's saying there. But it's another verse actually in here where it talks about disciplining. There it is. Do not hold the discipline from a child, though you strike him with a rod, he will not die. You shall strike him with the rod and rescue his soul from Sheol. That reinforces the idea that, okay, it's okay to discipline the child. But I like to say, actually, that word Sheol, of course, is translated also into Hades or hell. So that the whole terminology of beating the hell out of someone comes probably from that, or something to think about,
Yeah.
you know, something to kind of give you food for thought.
Yeah. That's good.
So you're beating the hell out of them. The mindset of hell, the desire of hell, the mentality of hell, beat it out of them.
That's good insight there.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes, it is. It's very good insight. I don't know in this day and age how much hell you can beat out of anyone and get away with it, because that is one thing that really has been used against families. And you know, the family structure
Right.
is actually what Satan has been out to destroy, is the family. And that's a sad
True.
thing. I have my lawnmower crew. I don't know. Can you hear that little rumble in the background?
I thought it was my stomach.
If so, barely. Yeah.
All right. If it's not real annoying, I won't mute myself, but if it gets annoying, I will. And now we should enter into Revelations. And would you like to read that, Eric? And then Fitz, did you want to read some of it and then go into the interpretation?
Well, it's only 17 or verses long.
Okay.
So
Eric, do you want to read Revelation?
Yeah, that's fine. I can read it.
Okay.
Sure, I'll read it.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself while that goes on.
A great sign appeared in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant, and she cried out, being in labor and in pain to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his heads were 7 crowns, and his tail swept away a third of the stars of heaven and hurled them to earth. And the dragon stood before the woman who was about to give birth, so that when she gave birth, he might devour her child. And she gave birth to a son, a male, who is going to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up to God and to his throne. Then the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared by God, so that there she would be nourished for 1,260 days. Waging war with the dragon. The dragon and his angels waged war. They did not prevail. There was no longer a place found for them in heaven. And the great dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old, who is called the devil and Satan, who deceives the world, who deceives the whole world. He is thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ have come. For the accuser of our brothers and sisters has been thrown down, the one who accuses them before our God day and night. And they overcame him because of the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their testimony. And they did not love their life even when faced with death. For this reason, rejoice, you heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has come down to you with great wrath, knowing that he has only a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was thrown down to the earth, he persecuted the woman who gave birth to the male child. But the two wings of the great eagle were given to the woman so that she could fly into the wilderness to her place where she was nourished for a times and half a time, away from the presence of the serpent. And the serpent hurled the water like a river out of his mouth after the woman, so that he might cause her to be swept away with the flood. But the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened its mouth and drank up the river which the dragon had hurled out of his mouth. So the dragon was enraged with the woman and went off to make war with the rest of her children, who keep the commandments of God and hold to the testimony of Jesus.
Amen.
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 You know,
so there you go, Kevin.
Well,
explain that to us.
Well, you know, this chapter 12 kind of takes a detour of the step-by-step narrative of the end times. The events described occur over a variety of eras, including past, present, and future. And in the course of the vision, 7 figures are described. 5 of those appear in 12. The next 2 chapters will continue to fill in the details. But this passage typifies the grand symbolism found in much of the book of Revelation. You know, John sees the woman clothed with the sun crying out in pain as she gives birth. Waiting to kill her child is the red dragon. And the woman symbolizes Israel. The dragon is Satan. And the male child is Jesus. And the male child is, quote, caught up to God. That's a reference to Jesus' ascension after his resurrection. And the woman is able to flee into the wilderness. So there's just so much symbolism in this chapter.
What about verse 7? And there was war in heaven. Isn't that's jumping?
Yeah, you know, that's where Michael the archangel throws Satan out of heaven. It's not the depiction of the initial fall of Satan, according to the Old Testament, but the devil was able to access heaven and accuse humanity before God. But at this point, however, he is entirely evicted by the archangel Michael and thrown down to earth.
Yeah. And then aren't we told that eventually Michael and the angels will throw him into the burning pit forever?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
so
and the 5 figures that are mentioned in 12 are the woman who symbolizes Israel, the 10-headed dragon who represents Satan, the male child is Jesus, Satan himself as the 4th figure, and the offspring of the woman referring to the people of Israel. Now, when we get into 13 tomorrow, that'll introduce the two last major characters who are among the infamous in all of Scripture, the Antichrist and the false prophet.
So that's one to read ahead in, maybe.
Yeah.
And so we kind of have a good outlook on it.
You know, many books of the Bible remind me of like crime novels. You know, they're suspenseful. They not just Revelation, but Samuel and Deuteronomy. Those different books, you just really want to read ahead, as you said.
Yes.
You know, going to school, I never wanted to read ahead. I never read much anyway. But
well, I'm a read ahead person. I like to go to the back of the book and see what's going on, and then go catch up on the front side of things. I don't like surprise endings.
Yeah. So surprises of any kind aren't very good.
No, they aren't. Let's see if we've got anybody else that's joined us here. We've got Tom. Good morning, Tom. Glad to see you. I hope things are going well, and I need to visit with you soon, real soon, like just as soon as possible. Yesterday was a messed up day for me. Let's see, we've got Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Good morning, everyone. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell Arnie we said hi too.
You had to find me by searching for me. I don't know what's going on with that. I can't say. All I do know is that most of our phones around here in Nebraska, my friends, my son, we couldn't get anybody called so that they could hear us or that the calls would go through. So we're having some difficulties. But Eric, he's yelling at us. He says, I had to escort a contractor. Blessings to you all. And maybe if you need a hard 8:30,
No, it just got pushed to 9:45. I'm good.
So you're good. That's always the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, always.
Yeah, it's just one thing after another today so far, and the day is young.
And the day is really young. It is. Looking at the banners, I want to kind of stop that there. And can you think of anything else?
Nope. Just
what about our future plans? Do you have that in front of you? We had
yeah.
a little, yeah.
When we're done with, and we conferred with Charles before his surgery, and looked this over, and we thought we want to get to the Christmas story. You know, the first Matthew by Christmas, and that whole week. So what I did, I backtracked, and after Revelations, we will start reading Isaiah daily, and along with Proverbs, and if we do that every day, there's 66 chapters in Isaiah. We will hit the Christmas story 23, 24 of December, and then through that week. So I think it'll be a nice treat. We will do a summation of what's going on up to Isaiah. You know, we'll do a quick summation, and we thought about going all the way back to the beginning with Genesis and Exodus, and there was just we just decided that there was too much begatting going on that we didn't really want to spend much time on it. So that will be in summary. And
we kind of wanted to give everybody a fresh look of a fresh look of Isaiah, which is full of the prophecy of Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of swing you right into the time of Christ, or right
Yep.
before his birth,
Mm-hmm.
which is, kind of netting the two, a good study of how the two work together. A lot of times, my dad used to say, why did they have an Old Testament and just leave it there and then have a new one? Why didn't they just stick with the New Testament? Well, he was a new Christian, and it was hard to tell him. You've got to know the Old Testament in order to appreciate the New Testament and see
Mm-hmm.
what God has done. So,
So that was done fully with Charles's input and confirmation, and
he's still the man.
yeah, he will be back long before we get into the Christmas story. So he'll be leading us as soon as he's able. Week 1 is in the books for him, so we're looking at another 5 or 4. But he will watch this on the replay, and I'm just telling him that he is an inspiration to all of us.
Yes.
And that's why the effort is being put forth to continue his show until he gets back. And then he will be in the driver's seat.
Yep. That's
So,
the way it goes.
and Lon, I can't thank you enough for picking up the producer duties of this show. And
well, that's I've learned a lot. God blesses us in everything we do.
Mhm.
I've learned so much from doing this, and I'm learning every day, folks. I'm not really a professional yet, but as we go forward into this world that we're living in now, um, this is kind of the way things are headed, I think. And not that one-on-one with people and being with our friends face to face isn't good, but this gives us an opportunity to spread the word, as we know, worldwide. We certainly appreciate everybody that comes on, and here's Eric. He's coming back to join us, and he got through his little event. Hello again. And as we wrap up, I really want to tell everyone, and Charles, this is a wonderful opportunity to stay with the Lord. Uh, a reminder to put that armor on.
Yep.
We'll be reading that
Yes,
again
one more
tomorrow.
time.
Yeah. Have you got your Facebook on, Eric? There's an echo there. Just yeah, we can hear it.
One more time.
So anyhow, as we go on, we'll be talking about the armor again
I do.
tomorrow, because it's very important that we put
Who's
that
that?
armor on daily. And as we go through Revelations and you see how persistent Satan has been throughout the ages, he never stops. God never leaves us. Jesus always is ready to forgive us, and Satan is always there to try and tempt us. So we need that armor.
Yep.
Any closing thoughts, Fitz?
Nope. Just
Eric?
God's blessings to everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tell your friends.
We'll see you, and have a great one.
Yes, God bless
Bye-bye
you. Glad
now.
to be a part of it as always. You guys stay, love each other. God bless.
Thanks,
God
E.
bless.
Yep, you too.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.